Hey everyone, Vicky Waco back here again with another You Are Not Alone resource video. And today I want to touch on a common terminology you'll hear in childhood survivors, which is a trigger or a trigger trauma point. And what that basically is it is anything, any stimulation that a person experiences in the current day that then pulls them back into recalling a traumatic event that has happened previously. So, in my last video, I talked about the dream being a trigger for me feeling unsafe again in where I was living. But these can be anything, and sometimes smells can have a strong trigger and they can be completely unrelated. You could be in a completely safe situation, but there's something about something stimulates you and draws you back and makes you recall a traumatic event. So it can be smells, clothing. It could truly be anything. It could be a song you hear. For me, one of my triggers, I don't believe I've shared this story here, but I guess I'll share it now, is that my husband left a spoon on our stovetop. He had mixed his morning coffee, set the spoon down on the stovetop, went about his day. I walked into the room, and that sight of a spoon on a stove triggered me into recalling what it was like when I was a little kid, waking up and seeing a bent spoon on the stove, which had a very different meaning for me as a child than what was happening in my life now. And I had to be really honest with my husband about what was going on inside of me. And that can be super embarrassing. It was embarrassing for me in that minute. And it was to someone who I knew loved and supported me and would never want me to feel scared in the way that my body was feeling in that moment. I was truly in a fight response, being scared that there could be something dangerous happening in my house in that moment. And there was nothing happening. It was just me and my husband and our fur babies at our house. And it was just one of those moments I had to say that sight of that spoon on the stove made me recall these memories of being a little kid when that imagery had such a different meaning, right? And I had to just, again, use the skills I've gained to remind myself I was okay. And I just asked my husband, like, can we just not do that? Because it's just not a trigger I want to encounter again. So that is just an example of a trigger I've experienced. There are so many more that individuals experience. And again, the best thing you can do if you're a supporter like my husband is just to listen to the person and acknowledge that how they're feeling is okay. It's not all right, right? Like I didn't feel good in that moment, but I didn't need to, on top of everything else, feel shameful. It's just part of this journey of healing I'm on, as everyone who's ever experienced trauma is on. And we just need to recognize that that trigger comes from a place of our body and a part of our body it wants to protect us, right? That response I was feeling was a little part of me thinking, I need to protect you right now, and that it doesn't need to anymore. And we just need to fire our neurons, right? Do pathways to help us see that we are in a good and healthy and safe place now. So I hope that explanation of what a trigger can be is helpful to you, especially if you've never experienced one, or maybe this is your aha that you have experienced something like that. Because we have triggers. You don't have to experience trauma to have a trigger. Triggers can happen for a lot of different things. Even happy memories have triggers for us. So I hope that was a helpful explanation. If this video was helpful to you, please share it with someone else. Give it a thumbs up, of course, and come back next week for a brand new video. Bye for now.